This video will guide you through getting your designs from Autodesk Fusion 360 to Onshape and adding joints and movements in Onshape. We encourage all of our teams to participate in this exciting CAD challenge, and we're here to help you make the best use of Onshape and other CAD software. Here we go. Hey everybody, this is Yoav from New York City First, and today I'm going to show you how you can bring your designs from Fusion 360 onto Onshape and add the motion that you worked hard on in Fusion, so you can participate in the design challenge from First National. I have here a design of a claw, the ones that you are familiar with from toy vending machines that are a useless mechanism that looks like very cool but doesn't grab anything. I got obsessed about this idea and I made it with a laser cutter and a 3D printer. So I have this ready mechanism with all these parts that can be laser cut and one PVC pipe. And now I need to bring it over to Onshape. There's a very easy way to do that. We first need to export our design to a step file. A step file is sort of the JPEG of the CAD modeling. It's acceptable in most design software, and Onshape accepts step files as well. So I will go to the panel on the left, and where I have the name of my file, where the entire assembly of part, right here on the top, right click and export. Very important, we are exporting, the type is a step file, STP or STEP, and you have to have the save to my computer checked. I'm gonna give it a new name just so we can see that we find it. So this is gonna be a claw design for Onshape. And as if my save to the computer is checked and this folder I would like to save it in, which for the time being will be my desktop, and I'm going to export my step file. In the browser, Onshape, once you log in, this is your normal panel. If you don't have Onshape, they offer free license for educators and students. I signed up just to get through this process to be able to show you guys how to bring your designs onto Onshape. Usually you would create a new document from the create menu, but this is also where you're going to import your design from Fusion that was exported as a step file. So click on create, and instead of making a new document or a folder, we are going to import files. Here on the desktop I have the claw design for Onshape, and a very key question is presented prompting you to select, would you import your step file into a single document, split it into multiple documents, or combine to a single part studio? Since we have all these components in one design, and that's where we want to be. We want to take our step file, instead of breaking it into multiple single files or documents, we want it to combine it into a single part studio. Part studio is Onshape's version of what you would call maybe an assembly, and that's the option you would like to choose. I will click OK, and I should be able to see the claw design for Onshape step file here in my online cloud folder in my account. So if I click on it, it will open my claw. Now, unlike Fusion, there is a missing tab, a tab that is dedicated to assembly. And we have to create that tab because this is where we're going to actually create movement. So on the bottom, insert a new element plus sign, click on it, and instead of doing anything of this option, you're only looking to create an assembly. Usually when you create a new document in Onshape, it comes with one of these tabs, and we will actually, that it's going to be a blank canvas into which we are going to bring the claw or any part that we want from the document. We are going to bring the entire claw and assemble it, meaning add the what we called joints in Fusion 360. We're going to see how Onshape is calling them. So create an assembly. As you can see, it's empty, which means we need to insert our part or parts. So when I go to insert, as you can see, I can insert separate parts from this claw assembly or the entire claw. So as soon as I click on it, I can position it anywhere I want, but that would be the wrong thing to do because it won't be exactly where it was when we brought it. It's very important if I would be selecting single parts and then putting them around the place. Instead, we only need to press the check mark on top and it will place the claw where it was in the previous tab. Now, although it looks the same, this is an assembly tab, which means we can start assembling. So three things that we're going to do. We're going to, like in Fusion, ground at least one element that doesn't move because the movement is going to be relative to that part. Otherwise, everything moves in the space freely. Two, we're going to group together instead of join parts together. We're going to group parts that are already assembled and have no movement, but they're moving together. And then we're going to add our joints, which are called differently here. So let's start with the equivalent of grounding, which is right click on a part that's going to be grounded or fixed. So fix is the equivalent of ground, which means a cylinder, a PVC pipe will not move. Everything might slide and revolute in relation to the cylinder, but the cylinder is not going to move, and that's important. Otherwise, your joints are not going to work. So this is part one, fixed. Second of all, I need to group certain parts. So up here we have the types of joints. We'll know their name in a second. And here is your group. Click on the grouping and then it asks you to select the parts that are making a group. For example, all these laser cut parts that were originally wood glued together when cut with a laser cutter, but here instead of wood gluing, I'm just grouping them. So I group number one, done. It can now slide up and down when I'll create the proper joint. And the second group that is actually also going to be fixed is this group down here. The movement is happening between the sliding and revolution of the other parts. So again, group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't need to hold down any key to select multiple. Automatically it can select multiple parts together. Press the check mark, and any of these elements, because they're grouped, if one of them is fixed, anything in the group is fixed with them. So I'm going to right click on one of the parts that are making this group that is also supposed to be grounded, and I'm going to fix it. We could have at the same time group together the cylinder and this part because there's actually a missing part that is connecting this part to the cylinder, that is not part of the design because it had to be thought through in the time that I was making it. But let's ignore this. What you need to know, whatever needs to be fixed and not supposed to move, right click and fix it. If it's a group, only one of the elements is enough. And now let's see how we add joints. So joints in Onshape are called mates. So here we have fasten mate is a mate that doesn't, it's a rigid joint, meaning they're like bolted together, they're not supposed to move. It's like a group, but it's actually also determine the position. Revolute, slider, planner, all these types of joints are familiar, and they're just called mates. So we need a slider mate or a joint between the cylinder and this group of parts that we group together. So if you can see, when I hover over the edge of this circle, it selects the center of that circle, which is quite good for us. So I'm going to select the edge, and by that select that center, and the same, I am creating a sliding operation between this group of parts and this cylinder. So the edge of the cylinder, and as you can see, it joins them, create a mate between them, and aligns them to the top, which is fine because this is a sliding operation. So now if I click on it and drag, it is limited to sliding up and down. Now let's see what else do we need to do. So I'm going to take these two parts and just move them aside, just because I'm going to join them back using a mate or a joint, which will determine both the freedom of movement and the position, and again also this finger here. So let's first start with the finger. So a revolute joint, a revolute mate. I don't know why that just jumped, but let's try again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, a revolute mate between this point of contact, this cylinder, this hole, like where we would fit a pin or a screw for to enable the revolution, and where it's supposed to be placed. In contingency, as you can see, where this marker is the position of the joint or the mate. And as you can see, it aligned them together. I'll press the check mark, and now you'll see that my movement is restricted to the revolution between the parts, where one part is fixed. Therefore, only the other part can revolute relatively to that part. And now let's do those arches. A revolute joint between that cylinder and this cylinder here, cylindrical part. Press OK, and we need the other handle, and we're done with this. Just for the fun, we can see that this can both slide and revolute, and which creates a problem. Obviously, this is not how the mechanism is going to work, but once we have the proper restrictions of movement, you're going to see that the slider is going to be limited to the allowed movement with those grabbing fingers. Again, revolute joint mate between this point and this point here. It's not gonna stay hovering in a space. It's trying to move it down here, but actually it's also jointed here, so it's gonna lift it up, and now these things are connected. Now I can, this is still not joined, but now I can show you the limit of movement of the finger. And lastly, we're going to make this connection here, apply, and we have a working mechanism. So we need to do the same thing to the other ones, so let's do them quickly. And here we have it, the same kind of mechanism, mates instead of joints, and Onshape instead of Fusion 360. Your design in no time. If you have further questions, feel free to contact me and we'll provide you with my email. I'm happy to help anyone who is running into any issues with Fusion 360 and with this specific challenge when you need to bring your Fusion 360 design into Onshape.